Hello, this is Leach83, how are we doing? Welcome to this little video talking about Celtic and the potential transfer dealings over the summer. Now if you're watching this video on my YouTube channel, this is something which I'm going to be doing over the summer period and beyond. We're going to be doing video diaries talking about Celtic and the potential dealings we could be doing, and also reacting to match results and those sort of things, and like kind of important news in the media and what have you. But we're going to just go into different things. Now I thought it best to kind of start off obviously with the potential transfer dealings we could be doing over the summer. Now these videos will also be linked on a website called This Is Celtic. I was asked by the man who runs that site, Dan Byron, to write some things for it, but I just don't have the time to do that. To be honest with you, I'm not even better at this, I'm nervous as fuck. I don't have the time to kind of draft things when it comes to writing, and I feel sometimes my opinions can get misconstrued and stuff like that, so I think it's best to kind of do it in the format that I'm doing it in just now. Now I make FIFA YouTube videos, so I've decided to use FIFA to build a team to show you what I'm talking about and the potential transfer dealings we can do over the summer, like I said. Now in this team just now there is 5 players who don't play for the club right now, but we have got the potential to realistically sign them over the summer period. Now the first of those is Joe Gomez. He's a centre back who plays for Liverpool right now, but he can also play left back and he can also play right back as well. He's a decent young lad, going to find his chances limited at Liverpool, and it all depends on whether he sees his future at Liverpool or whether he thinks it's time to move on. He has worked with Brendan Rodgers obviously before, and that's why he was instantly linked with the club, along with about 30 million other people who have played for Brendan Rodgers before. It's instantly been linked with Celtic, so it's one of those ones we just need to wait and see what kind of happens. But Joe Gomez would definitely do a job with Celtic, whether he would come in as a supporting player for left back and right back, or whether he would come in as a main centre back. It remains to be seen, but it's one of those ones that it would be exciting to get him over the line, that's for sure. The next player is Andre Wisdom. He spent last season out on loan at Norwich. Again, possibly finding his chances at Liverpool quite limited, and it depends on where he sees his future, whether he decides to go back to Norwich or another either championship team or maybe a lower Premier League team. It all depends on where he sees himself going, but he could potentially come to Celtic. He's a natural right back. He's 6'1", and again he's pretty young as well, which isn't too bad, and I think it could be between him and Saidi Yanko who would actually be the number 1 right back for the team. And the reason I've mentioned Saidi Yanko is because it all depends on what formation Brendan Rodgers play things, whether or not Yanko would play, but I just feel that Mikael Lustig may find his chances limited a little bit. Just slightly off the pace. He is a decent defender, but you can tell he's just a wee couple of yards short nowadays, and it kind of shows a little bit, and whether he's got enough in the tank to go through another season with Celtic remains to be seen. But he's one of those ones, he's been a really good servant. I'm not downing the guy or anything like that, but I just feel like maybe it's time to move on if we brought somebody else in with a little bit more youth on their side. Now on to the midfielders, and we're going to talk first of all about Joe Allen. Now Joe Allen is away at the European Championships with Wales right now. He had a fantastic game with Wales against Slovakia last night. He just looked so comfortable. He just had it didn't look as if Wales had been 58 years waiting to get to a major championships. The guy just looked so comfortable on the ball, and he's one of those midfielders who Celtic really could use. I know we've got more midfielders than anybody right now, but I feel with the right players moving on and with the right players coming in, it would definitely help the team kick on and get into the UEFA Champions League, which at the end of the day is probably one of the most important things for next season. The next player is a left mid, and that is James McLean. Now Celtic are completely lacking somebody who is left-sided to play through the middle. We've got about 25 midfielders and not one of them can play on the left-hand side. If there is somebody and I've missed them out, then you can remind me, but as far as I'm aware, everybody plays on the right. People have been forced out in that position, like Stuart Armstrong, even Gary Mackay-Steven get put out on that side, and you can tell they're just not naturally meant to be there. So I think if we had to bust the bank a little bit and go out and spend the money on getting somebody like James McLean, would help us a great deal. Somebody, as I say, who's naturally left-sided, especially with James McLean. He's got a decent bit of skill about him. He's got a good passing range, a good cross on him as well. Final ball is really good. So again, as I say, be exciting if we to try and get him over the line. The next player is a striker that I've put in, but at the same time I'm questioning whether or not I can put him in, and that is Danny Ings. The reason I went for Danny Ings is because with Sturridge, Benteke and Origi already at Liverpool, I think Danny Ings might find his chances completely limited. Even if Liverpool bring in another striker, it's going to push him down the pecking order even more. Now, I don't think we'd be able to afford them salary wise, but if we had to try and do like a sort of loan deal, or if he was willing to take a pay cut and come up to Celtic, he would definitely do a job for us. Now, he's not the same type of striker as what Lee Griffiths is. Lee Griffiths can run onto the ball. He likes either the ball over the top or the ball through the middle where he can run onto it and then obviously smash it away. Now, Lee Griffiths is good at drifting out wide and then working the ball in as well, whereas Danny Ings is more of a play the ball in the box and I'll tuck it away. He's good at taking the ball down first touch and then smashing the ball away, and it's one of these strikers who we could definitely benefit from. If we didn't go for Danny Ings, then I would like to see us go for somebody in the likes of Peter Crouch, not necessarily Peter Crouch, but somebody like him, a big, tall, strong centre forward who can bring the ball down, hold the ball up and let the people round about and make the runs and then pass the ball through, like the way that like Sutton and Hartson used to do before. They done all the work, if you like. They held the ball up, let everybody play around about them, and I feel like with the likes of Roberts running through, with Griffiths obviously in the attacking mind that he's in, then we would benefit from somebody like that. Now, there's a lot of rumblings around about Celtic fans talking about we need a 10, we need a number 10, we need this, that and the next thing. I do feel, yeah, we do need that number 10, somebody who can play that kind of middle role, if you like, but I think we need a middle ground. We don't need a 10 who's predominantly a midfielder. We need somebody who's, like, as I say, like a backup striker, somebody who's going to do the dirty work, bring the ball down, muscle about the players, as I say, the way that Hartson and Sutton used to do it, but at the same time pop up with some goals themselves. You know, when you look back at the Celtic teams of old, we were successful for the right reasons. We started from the back, we had big, strong, tall players, and then we went through the middle to people who could play the ball down at their feet, with the likes of Lambert and Thompson, obviously Stan Petrov as well, Victor Wanyama. They all were able to hold the ball with their feet, find that killer pass and put it through to the strikers to be able to do obviously the glory part, but they were happy to do the dirty work, and I think that's what we need to go, not necessarily what we'll go back to, because Brendan Rodgers is a manager who's not scared to change things up. He's been known to play 3 or 4 different formations, even play 2 or 3 of them in one game. If it's not going right, he will change it, he will make the change to be made, and that's where I think we can only push on, whether that's playing 3 at the back with 5 in the middle, 2 up front, or whether he plays it, as I've got to here, like a 4-4-1-1 with 1 behind. He's got many different ways of kind of playing things around about, but at the moment he's kind of spoilt for choice, but not necessarily spoilt for finished talent, if you like. So I think there is a few ins and outs needing done, but it's all depending on how much money he gets to spend. Can he get people to sign for this and obviously do the business there? It's all if buts and maybes, but I think that these players that I've been talking about just now aren't too unrealistic. As for the players that are kind of down the bench and what have you, players that I do feel could play a part, but at the same time, if the money was right, some of them could move on. It's one of those type of things. One player who I will talk about is Chris Commons. I think the way he was treated last season was absolutely disgusting. I don't think he should ever leave Celtic. He's a future coach. He's a great attacking mind. His passing's brilliant, and if he's not playing all the time, at least if he's teaching the kids exactly what they should be doing, then it means that the likes of Mackay Steven and Stuart Armstrong, Tom Logic are only going to push on to a better game. So hopefully maybe they change his deal, give him like a pay as you play type of deal, and just kind of change it up a little bit. As far as I'm aware, nobody has come in yet for Chris Commons, but I just know that the type of person he is, that he's not going to want to leave Celtic at all, unless it was just for like personal reasons, a complete fallout with the club. I know that the 2 people who he did fall out with are no longer with us, Obviously John Collins and Ronnie Dyler, he made his feelings perfectly clear about them, and unfortunately he paid the price and lost out his position, especially the position in the semi-final which he should have had. He would have changed that game completely. There's if buts and maybes, everybody's got a different opinion, but I just feel like Chris Collins really should stay at the club for good. He's definitely one of the ones that should stay for good. Hopefully he does. We'll wait and see how it kind of goes. It's all, as I say, if buts and maybes, but these are just my opinions, but hopefully you can understand where I'm coming from. And that's it. So I've kind of rambled on enough. Hopefully you've enjoyed this little video. If you want to see more, then leave some feedback down below. I'm not exactly sure how the feedback will work if you're watching the video on This Is Celtic, but there will be a link to my YouTube channel, so if you've looked at it on there and you've got any opinions or anything like that you want to send back to me, then click the link from my YouTube channel and leave me some feedback on that. Or if, as I say, if you're watching it on YouTube, then leave a like on it. Subscribe if you're new as well, would be absolutely brilliant. It helps me out greatly when you see the support obviously on the channel is all superb. So thank you very much. Hopefully it's worked out. As I said, I'm nervous as fuck, but hopefully it comes across okay. So thank you very much for the support, and I'll catch you in the next one. As always, take it easy.